Now tell me, what is it that you're able to see here? What do you think this is? Chakravyuh, fantastic. Mr. Vasant Kumar, fantastic. Absolutely. Now let's just see what is this Chakravyuh going to tell us. I will not get too much into details of the story on Chakravyuh, but there's some very important communication from Chakravyuh that we can understand. If you look at the Chakravyuh, look at the right-hand side image, which is the blue-colored image with the red-colored dot in the center. Now this center is the target. This is where we want to reach. But you look at Chakravyuh, the formation is very different. It is not that I can straight away go and enter and reach the center. Not possible, because it is created in such a way that there are layers and layers of soldiers. No, when you peel onion, you will see one skin you remove, there's another skin inside. There's another skin, another layer after layer. Whether you remove a cabbage or an onion, you will find there's layers after layers. So it is not very easy to enter the Chakravyuh. Right? So Abhimanyu, while he was in his mother's womb, had heard how to enter this Chakravyuh. Okay, so he had learned how to enter the Chakravyuh. So when the time came, okay, he went into the Chakravyuh. So he knew a shortcut to get into the Chakravyuh. So for him, it was reasonably easy to get into the Chakravyuh. But the problem was, nobody taught him how to come out of the Chakravyuh. He knew how to enter, he did not know how to exit. And we know what happened with Abhimanyu. Now the learning here is, Abhimanyu was just 16 years old when he was killed. Now 16 is not an age to die, isn't it? It's not an age to die. It's a very premature death. Now what has this got to investments? Tell me, is investing in mutual fund easy or difficult? Let me see some responses. Acha, Mr. Farhan, you had attended some other session, perhaps. Okay, great. Okay. Easy. Anybody else? What do you think? Investing in mutual fund is easy or difficult? Pardon me, I'm just taking a sip of coffee. Not so easy. Easy. Okay, a lot of you are saying it is easy. Okay, tell me, is it easy or difficult to exit a mutual fund? Is it easy to exit or difficult to exit mutual funds? Very easy, right? Absolutely. So easy, most of you said investing in mutual fund is simple. Some of you said you need advice, etc., etc. But exit, you are saying that it is very easy, right? Now that's where the point is. Chakravyuh, entering is difficult. Exit is also difficult. If you know the shortcut, you can enter Chakravyuh like Abhimanyu. But you also need to learn when to exit, how to exit. Investment also. Investing is very simple. Entering mutual fund is very simple. Right? Especially with today's so much of comfort and convenience, online facilities, e-KYCs, etc., etc. Things are very easy as far as entering mutual fund is concerned. Exiting is also very simple. Why? Because today I have so many applications, apps that are available that, people tell you that this is this red color button, which when you press, you will redeem, and within 3 days, money will come to your account. Right? Now, what happens in real life? And I'm making a very general statement here based on my interaction with investors and my study of behavior of investors, is that when people exit, most investors who exit, they don't even inform their advisor that I'm exiting. We simply press the red button, money comes to the account, and after the 1 week, the advisor realizes, oh, my money is gone. This investor has redeemed his investments. That is how simple it is. Now, the challenge is, when you exit from investments, and I'm going to link this to the goal exercise which we did with Dronacharya. If I do not invest with my goal in mind, what happens? Markets have gone up. Sensex is at 60,000. There's an immediate tendency of investors to exit from the investments. Now, please remember, an investment which you exit before you reach your goal is a premature exit. Just like Abhimanyu's premature death, your financial goals will also die a premature death. Therefore, please be careful about exits. Exits have to be planned. You need advice even while you're exiting. Just like when you enter, you need advice. There's so many mutual funds available. You need guidance. Similarly, when you exit, you need somebody to guide you. Is it the right time to exit, not exit? So please bear this in mind. Exit is an emotional decision. Emotional decision. But that emotions can play havoc with your investments. So be careful. So Chakraview tells us entry, exit, both have to be planned under guidance. Very important. Don't take an emotional decision or the choice of exiting investments, because you will make your financial goals die a premature exit or a death. Okay? Great. So there are a lot of questions that are coming up. I will try and address those questions at the end of the session, just to prevent digressing from the topic. Okay? So please bear with me for some more time. I'm almost at the last story now. Okay? And then we'll try and take as many questions as possible, which are relevant. Now, what is the impact of premature exit? I will explain with a story here. And people who understand Bollywood, who know about Bollywood, can easily relate to this story. This is a story of Jai and Veeru, the very famous Bollywood movie Sholay, which was launched in 1975. Very hit movie. And there are the two friends, Jai and Veeru. So Jai and Veeru are two friends who are 30 years old, and they do the kind of stuff that people will not be able to do after they reach a particular age. Okay? So they decide that they have to take a retirement at the age of 60. So you've got 30 years of time left. And somebody talks to them about mutual fund, they are convinced, and they decided to start SIP of 10,000 rupees every month. 10,000 rupee SIP every month for the next 30 years. So Jai invests 10,000 every month for the next 30 years. So he's totally investing 36 lakh rupees. Veeru is also investing 10,000 rupees every month in the same mutual fund scheme that Jai invested in. Same 36 lakhs he also invested. Jai continues his investments, does not make a single withdrawal. Assuming the investment generates 12% returns, Jai accumulates a corpus of 3.24 crores. Jai is very happy because he can now take his retirement at the planned time. Veeru, on the other hand, if I were to connect it to the movie, he has a girlfriend in that movie. And that girlfriend is riding a horse or tonga. So she tells Veeru, I'm fed up of riding this horse, get me a two-wheeler. And Veeru obliges. He said, okay, 80,000 rupees withdrawal, take this Vespa. You now ride a two-wheeler. After a few years, she says, no, I can't buy the son. Get me a four-wheeler, AC car. He says, okay, 8 lakh rupees withdrawn, take this car. Then they get married. She says, let's go to Switzerland. Another 5 lakhs gone. Then AC, washing machine, everything in the house. So what is happening is Veeru is constantly withdrawing his money at regular intervals. in the entire 30 years, Vidu has withdrawn 33 lakhs. 33 laksham. My question to all of you is, Vidu also invested 36 lakhs. His investments have also grown at 12%. But he has withdrawn 33 lakhs in 30 years, not at one time. Huh? I've also given a table there in this slide. Take a guess and tell me, what do you think would Vidu's corpus be after 30 years? Avunu 36 laksham invest pannirgan. What do you think will be his corpus at the end of 30 years? Put it in the chat box. $1.25 crore, okay? 1 crore, half of J, okay, so half of J is 1.6, roughly 50 lakhs, okay? 50 lakhs, okay? 70 to 80 lakhs, all right? 1 crore plus. So I'm waiting for a few more responses, then we'll go ahead. Happiness. Okay. 60% of J. Okay. So 60% is roughly about 1.9, roughly 2 crores. Okay. Great. Not enough for retirement. Okay. That's a nice statement. Diplomatic statement. Great. So let's see what is it that Vidu will have. Vidu will have approximately 1.28 crores. Look at this. 1.28 crores versus 3.24 crores. There's a gap of almost 2 crores. That's a big amount. Now, what did he exit? He exited 33 lakhs of investments. 33 lakhs in 30 years is not a big amount. But look at the effect. There's a compounding loss. And Vidu will never be able to take retirement. Now you link this with Abhimanyu's story, the Chakravyuh story. Yes, he was able to make his partner happy, but he will have to continue to slog after his retirement. And at that age, physically, maybe he is not very strong. While I'm not against happiness in the form of spending, I'm absolutely for it. What I'm trying to say is that if you keep withdrawing money, now let me explain it from a behavioral perspective. Today, markets are at high levels. There's an urge for all of us to exit because we're constantly worried, hey, market kiye vandurtane enna. If it goes into loss, problem. So let me exit. Now, honestly tell me, whenever we may exit from the investment, that money comes to the savings account, what do we do with that money? What do you think people do with the money which comes to the savings account? No answer becomes nil. Spend lavishly, absolutely. We don't track. That's a human behavior. Nothing wrong in that. But the problem is, I had invested for my daughter's education. I see good growth in the investment, but I've still not reached the goal. I withdraw the money, put it in the savings account. After 6 months, that money is gone because the money lying in the account, I'm constantly triggered to spend it. I will buy another four-wheeler. I will go on a tour, spend that money. And what happens to my goal? Daughter's education, gone for the toss. So spend the money after you have planned for all your goals. You have enough money after planning for the goals. Please go ahead and spend it. No problems at all. You should take vacations. You should go on vacations. But not at the cost of your goals. That's important. Okay? So this is what the story of Jay and Vidu tells us. Last story. Okay? Tell me how many of you like to sleep like Kumbhakarna? And I say Kumbhakarna, don't take in the literal sense that you're going to sleep for 6 months. How many of you want to sleep peacefully every night? right? Peacefully, everybody wants to sleep. Yes, absolutely. So when I'm going to talk of peacefully every night, I'm going to talk about from an investment perspective, from a money related perspective. How can you and I go to sleep without worrying about money, about finances? That's what I want to mean when I say sleep by Kumbhakarna. Again, a very short story. Kumbhakarna, Ravan, and Vibhishana were the three brothers, and they were the son of Rishi Vishadva, sage Vishadva. Now, sage Vishadva also had another son through another wife, and that son is Kubera. We already learned about Kubera's story. Now, Kubera was very popular, very famous, and he was revered because he was the god of wealth. But sage Vishadva felt that these three sons, Kumbhakarna, Vibhishan, and Ravan, they're not very popular, and people don't revere them. So he says to these three children, go and do tapasya, do penance in the forest. So all the three go, and they do extensive penance, and Lord Brahma is pleased. And in those days, whenever the god was pleased, he would make an appearance, and he will ask for the boon, and he will say tatastu, right? So all the three did rigorous penance. Brahma was happy, came in front of them, asked Ravana, what do you want? Ravana said, I want to be immortal. I should not die. Brahma said, this is not possible. I will make some adjustments, and he gave a boon. Okay? Vibhishana, what do you want? Vibhishana said, I have a very simple requirement. I should always follow the path of righteousness. I should always follow the path of truth. Brahma is very happy. He says, Tatastu, because you're so nice, I give you a bonus. You will remain immortal. Ravana wanted immortality. Ravana was not given. Vibhishana was given it as a bonus. Now came the turn of Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna is a voracious eater, and he likes good things in life, royal king-like lifestyle. He knows that all these things are available in Indrasan. Okay? So Indralok, good food, entertainment, everything is available. That's the kind of life he wanted. And he wanted to ask for Indrasan as his boon. Now Indra came to know about this. And he said, if Kumbhakarna comes to Indralok, he will kill me. I will be moved out of Indralok, and he will create havoc. Right? So all of them go to goddess Saraswati. Now goddess Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge. She is also the goddess who is considered to reside in our tongue. Okay? So the speech, goddess of speech, etc. is all goddess Saraswati. So all of them go to Kumbhakarna, the goddess the Saraswati, and says, somehow you prevent him from asking for Indrasan. So goddess Saraswati says, don't worry, I will take care. So Kumbhakarna's turn comes. He is about to say Indrasan. Goddess Saraswati is sitting on his tongue. She does some tongue twisting, and instead of Indrasan, the words come out as Nidrasan. Spelling is the same, alphabets got interchanged, and Brahma is very ready to give Tatastu. The moment he says Nidrasan, Tatastu. Granted. Now Ravana is worried because if Kumbhakarna is going to sleep always, he is as good as a dead man. What is the use of this individual? Isn't it? He's going to always sleep in life, not going to do nothing. So he pleads to Brahma, please forgive, please dilute it. He says, I cannot remove this, but let me sort of reduce it. So he says, every 6 months he will sleep. One day he will get up, have food, do whatever he wants. Again, he will sleep for 6 months. So 6 months, he will keep on sleeping. When he sleeps, nobody can distract him. Nobody can disturb him. Very peacefully, he sleeps for 6 months. Whatever happens around him, will not impact him. That's the boon granted to Kumbhakarna. As individuals, if all of us have to sleep peacefully, without getting distracted, without getting anxious, there are 3-4 things that we all need to do. And most of you would have done it. First and foremost, all of us should create an emergency corpus. What is emergency corpus? Very simple. If I am a salaried individual, 6 months of my monthly expense should be kept in a liquid asset. Whenever I want, I can remove it. Why? Because emergencies can hit me anytime. And we have seen this last year when Corona came. A lot of people lost their jobs. People had salary cut of 30%, 40%. How do I survive? If I don't have an emergency corpus, I will have to break my investments. I will have to break gold. I will have to break my FDs. I will have to break my mutual funds. And if I break them, my investments, goals goes for the toss. So create a corpus which is only for emergencies. And again, Mr. Ramlingam will guide you personally how much it should be the amount. I'm just introducing the concept. So when I have created that corpus, I don't have to get worried tomorrow. For the next 6 months, my family will survive. And hopefully in the next 6 months, I will get a new job. That's the objective, that's the intent. If you are a self-employed individual, business, you need to make more provisioning because your income is not stable. So you keep 12 months of provisioning. So if 50,000 is your monthly expense, 12 times of 50,000, 6 lakh rupees, you should keep in an emergency corpus. Where you should keep, so Ramlingam will guide you. Second, all of us should have adequate health insurance. Adequate means adequate. Now again, what is the meaning of adequate? He will guide you. But health insurance is very important. Because again, last year we have seen Corona comes, people spend 7 days in the hospital, bills can be huge. So your years of savings can get reduced or wiped out in a matter of few days. You can't sleep peacefully then. You're constantly worried. Hey, if the mosquito, even if a mosquito bites, you spend 7 days in the hospital, platelets come down, you have a big bill. So you're constantly worried. Life insurance, again, we have seen so many people who are in the early 30s, 35, 40, 45s who have lost life in Corona. So nobody knows. Life is very uncertain. So adequate life insurance, very important because your family will suffer only an emotional loss. They will not face a financial loss. So when I have health insurance adequate, I have life insurance adequate, I've got emergency corpus, I don't have to be worried tomorrow what happens. I am prepared for all of them financially. And therefore, you and I can also sleep peacefully like Kumbhakarna. If I don't have this, I will always be anxious. I will have panics. I will not be able to sleep. So next thing to do is investments. If you have started SIPs, please continue. Not started, please start. Very important. These are 3-4 things which all of us should do to ensure that each one of us, from a financial perspective, from a money perspective, we don't have to be stressed out. We don't have to be anxious about. We don't have to be worried about. And therefore, we can peacefully sleep. Got it? Before I end, one very interesting that I want to share with all of you. Very, very critical and important. I don't know how many of you have attended any sessions that I've done on behavioral finance, but it's very, very important. So this is the story that I want to end with. Not getting too much into the details of the story, everybody knows about it. But quickly, let me tell you what happens. So this Mahabharata war, all of us know that. So Arjuna is a great warrior and is full of passion. It's full of determination, courage. He tells Krishna, who is the charioteer, "Hey Krishna, take me to the center of the ground in Kurukshetra. Let me see Who are those people who have come in support of Duryodhana to fight against me? Full of confidence, josh, passion, enthusiasm, determination, goes to the center. Sees that there is his Kaurava brothers, his gurus, acharyas, his Bhishma Pitama. And the moment he sees all of them, he becomes sentimental, he becomes emotional. He is overtaken by emotions. He says, do I need to kill all of them? How can I kill my Bhishma Pitama, on whose lap I have spent my childhood days? How can I kill my Kaurava brothers? Even if I kill all of them, I get this kingdom. What is the use of all this? So even if I win, it is a lose. Even if I lose, it is a lose. He says, Krishna, take me away from this battlefield. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. And then Krishna, through the Gita, consoles him, coaches him, mentors him, guides him, tells him why it is important for you to fight this. If you run away from the battlefield, history will remember you as a coward. If you fight and even if you die in this battlefield, history will remember you as a warrior. What do you want to be remembered as? A warrior or a coward? This fight is not a fight between brothers. It's a fight between good versus evil, and you're fighting for the good. History will always remember you. He motivates, counsels, guides, and we know what happens. In investments, very similar. Amphidata, which is that body which sort of a governing body in mutual funds, tells us that 67% investors discontinue their investments within 3 years. Only 2% investors continue their investment for 25 years. When investors come, they also come with a lot of passion, with energy, and they say, let's do this SIP for 20 years, 25 years, perpetual SIPs. Let's do it. And they start their investments. After 6 months, market crashes. 30% fall in market. What do investors do? Just like Arjuna, they are overwhelmed with emotions, fear. Mahalingam sir, Ramlingam sir, it's all okay. I don't want to fight this. Let us exit. All this SIP mutual fund is all good in the books. Does not work. I have seen it personally. Let me exit. They exit. You need a coach. You need an advisor who can guide you through this journey. Please remember, the investment is also a journey of 10, 15, 20 years. And in that journey, the roads will not be smooth. You will have speed breakers. You will have potholes. You will have to you will have to be guided through all those roads. You need an advisor who can coach you, who can counsel you, and tell you, don't stop your investments. You have to stay in this battlefield, which is called the markets. Fight it out. Keep your investments on. You will emerge as a winner in the end. Right? So please bear this in mind. A lot of people feel, why should I need an advisor? Very important. Because emotions play a very important role in investments. And there are two major emotions. One is fear, there is greed. When there is fear, you panic, you exit. When there is greed, you want to put more. Both these emotions will never allow you to be a good investor. So you need to manage your emotions, but as an individual, it is very difficult. And therefore, I need somebody who can guide me properly, who can give me the logical decisions, because I will be emotional. Okay, so always have a good qualified advisor. You're lucky enough, to have Mr. Ramlingam as your advisor. very qualified. Okay, so have trust in him, just like Arjuna had complete blind faith on Krishna. Have trust in him. Whenever he suggests you to do certain things, please remember that it is not for his benefit. It is for your benefit. Trust is very important in our business. Very important. Because it's money, at the end of the day, it's money. And when there is money, there needs to be trust. Don't you trust your don't you trust your doctors? You trust him, right? Similarly, he is your financial doctor. He is the Krishna for all of you. Trust him, right? So this is where I want to stop. Thank you, all of you.